Amen. My audience, I'm getting teary-eyed listening to some of the stuff that you're sharing. I'm sure my audience is doing the same thing. Robert, walk us because I don't know much about your arrest, or I know you got connected to Sarah through her husband Colton. Walk us through like when did you get arrested? When did they? How did that all unfold?
So luckily it wasn't in front of the school. The students had already endured a lot that year. Within the 6 months that I was at Shaler, two of the teachers died from the coronavirus vaccine.
Oh my
Those unexpected deaths of healthy people, but the one thing that no one wants to talk about, but that's exactly what took place, is that they just recently took the vaccine because the Department of Education was pushing everybody to get vaxxed. I did not. So that was rough. So the kids had already been through enough, plus the pandemic was waging a war against their own minds. So they were under a lot of stress. So luckily, if I could even say that, I was arrested outside of my apartment on June 11th, 2021. And it was really crazy because I found myself on the dumb end of a rifle and recognized, wow, this must be what it feels like to be on the opposite side of a raid, quite similar to the ones that I did while I was a ranger. So from the very beginning, the insult to injury began to layer itself. At that point in time, I was taken to the Allegheny County Jail, and I was there for about 3-ish weeks. And then I was moved to the DC jail, where I could have sworn I was in the twilight zone, because in my cell of solitary confinement in our nation's capital, no less, in behind bars, I could look up out of my window and in the corner see the television showing live video footage of the Afghan pullout and the smoke and the C-17 and everybody chasing it on the runway. And so everything that I fought for in that desert was literally going up in flames before my eyes while sitting in an American jail cell in our nation's capital, no less, being called a domestic terrorist by the commander in chief, imposter that he was. So, I mean, it's been such a weird trip because half of it doesn't even sound like it should make sense. But I trust the author and the finisher of my faith. He's a really good storyteller. And I think the more that I entrust in him, the more that my story is going to unfold in the positive instead of the negative. But it was a rough time